Bruno was a yellow Labrador. He was small and fluffy, with fur that felt like a soft blanket. Bruno had a wet nose that was always sniffing around, and a waggly tail that never seemed to stop moving. He lived with Mary and Fred, a kind couple who had always wanted a puppy. Mary and Fred were excited beyond words when they brought Bruno home. Bruno was their new puppy, and they loved him very much. They had prepared everything for his arrival, from a cozy bed to a variety of colourful toys. Bruno loved them too, showing his affection with endless licks and cuddles. Bruno was a playful puppy, full of energy and curiosity. He liked to chase his tail, spinning around in circles until he got dizzy and flopped down on the floor. He liked to chew on his toys, especially the squeaky ones that made funny noises. Bruno made Mary and Fred laugh every day with his silly antics. He would pounce on his toys, roll around on the rug, and sometimes even try to catch his own shadow. Bruno's favourite game was fetch, and he would run after the ball with boundless enthusiasm, bringing it back with a proud look on his face. Mary and Fred enjoyed taking Bruno for walks in the park, where he would meet other dogs and make new friends. Bruno's joyful spirit brought so much happiness into their lives, and they couldn't imagine a day without him. Every evening, Bruno would curl up at their feet, content and happy, knowing he was loved and cherished. Mary always wanted a Labrador. When she was a little girl, she saw one in the park. It was love at first sight. She asked her parents for a Labrador, but they said no. Mary was sad. She wished for a Labrador every day. Now, Mary was all grown up. She had her own house and family, and finally, she had Bruno. Her dream came true. Bruno grew bigger every day. He wasn't a small puppy anymore. He ate a lot of food. He loved his food. Fred took Bruno for walks. They went to the park every day. Bruno ran and played. He made new friends. Mary and Fred were happy. They loved watching Bruno grow. He was a part of their family. Bruno loved them very much. Bruno loved going to the park. He chased squirrels. He played fetch with Fred. Sometimes he even swam in the lake. One day, Bruno saw a butterfly. He chased it through the grass. He jumped and barked, but the butterfly flew away. Bruno was tired, but happy. He lay down next to Fred. It was a good day for an adventure. Bruno loved the park. Section 5. Bruno's Big Heart. Bruno had a big heart. He loved everyone. He loved Mary and Fred the most. He wagged his tail whenever he saw them. One day, Mary was sad. Bruno knew something was wrong. He snuggled up to her. He licked away her tears. Mary felt better. Bruno always made her smile. He was the best dog in the world. Mary and Fred were lucky to have him. Bruno was not just any dog. He was a yellow Labrador with a golden coat that shone brightly in the sunlight. His eyes sparkled with kindness and intelligence, and his tail was always wagging, a testament to his joyful spirit. Bruno had a special bond with his family, especially Mary and Fred. They were his world, and he was theirs. Every morning, Bruno would wake up early, eager to start the day. He would run to Mary and Fred's room, jumping onto their bed and showering them with kisses. His enthusiasm was infectious, and it was impossible not to smile when Bruno was around. He had a way of making even the gloomiest days brighter. One particular day, Mary came home from work looking unusually sad. Bruno, with his keen senses, immediately noticed her distress. He followed her to the living room, where she sat down with a heavy sigh. Without hesitation, Bruno climbed onto the couch and nestled close to her. He rested his head on her lap and looked up at her with his big, soulful eyes. It was as if he was saying, "I'm here for you." Mary couldn't help but smile through her tears. Bruno's presence was comforting, and his unconditional love was a balm to her aching heart. He gently licked away her tears, and she felt a wave of relief wash over her. In that moment, she realized just how lucky she was to have Bruno in her life. Fred, too, had countless stories of Bruno's unwavering loyalty and love. Whether it was playing fetch in the park, going for long walks, or simply lounging around the house, Bruno was always by their side. He was more than just a pet. He was a cherished member of the family. Bruno's big heart and loving nature made him the best dog in the world. Mary and Fred knew that they were truly fortunate to have him, and they cherished every moment they spent together. Bruno's love was a gift, and it was one that they would treasure forever. Every night, Bruno slept in his bed. It was next to Mary and Fred's bed. Bruno liked to be close to his family. Before bed, Mary read Bruno a story. Bruno loved stories. He wagged his tail and licked Mary's face. Then, it was time to sleep. Mary and Fred kissed Bruno goodnight. Bruno closed his eyes and dreamed happy dreams. Bruno was more than just a pet. He was a part of the family. From the moment Mary and Fred brought him home, they knew he was special. He had a way of making everyone around him smile, with his playful antics and boundless energy. Every morning, Bruno would greet them with a wagging tail and a joyful bark, ready to start the day. He brought Mary and Fred so much joy, filling their home with laughter and love. They loved him very much, and Bruno loved them too. He was a loyal and loving dog, always by their side through thick and thin. Whether it was a sunny day at the park or a quiet evening at home, Bruno was there, making every moment memorable. He would be their friend forever, a constant source of comfort and happiness. Mary and Fred were so happy to have him in their lives. Bruno was a special dog, with a big heart and a waggly tail that never seemed to stop. He made every day an adventure, whether it was chasing after a ball, exploring new trails, or simply cuddling on the couch. Mary and Fred loved him dearly, and they knew that Bruno felt the same way. His loyalty and affection were unwavering, and he had a unique way of understanding their emotions. Whenever they felt down, Bruno was there to lift their spirits, reminding them of the simple joys in life. He was more than just a pet. He was a forever friend, a cherished member of the family who brought endless happiness and love into their lives. Mary and Fred learned something important from Bruno. They learned about the love of a family. Bruno loved them unconditionally. He didn't care what they looked like or what they did. He loved them for who they were, and they loved him just the same. Bruno taught them about loyalty, friendship, and unconditional love. He enriched their lives in countless ways. They were grateful for him. The house was quiet. Everyone was asleep. Bruno snored softly in his bed. He dreamed of chasing butterflies and playing fetch. Mary and Fred slept soundly too. They dreamed of Bruno's wagging tail and wet kisses. He brought so much happiness into their lives. Sweet dreams, Bruno. Sweet dreams, Mary and Fred. May your love for each other continue to grow stronger with each passing day.